Токаев заявил, что мир возвращается к расколу на блоки, как 30 лет назад.
Let's start with a simple question. Why do some countries grow quickly but then just get stuck? Okay, this idea called middle income trap. It is when a country moves up from being poor to middle income fairly quickly, but then can't seem to make the final leap to becoming a high income economy. So what happens? At first, growth is strong, cheap labor, natural resources, and experts. But after a while, that's not enough anymore. Okay, so here are some quick signs a country might be stuck. That's growth slows down, it relies too much on oil, gas, or cheap labor, and innovation is weak and productivity doesn't improve much. Reforms are either too slow or don't go far enough. And the country can't compete with either low-cost producers or advanced economies. So now let's talk about Kazakhstan. Over the past 15 years, the country has had some big ups and some serious downs.
Let's take a quick look at how Kazakhstan's economy has changed over the last 15 years. From 2010 to 2013, the economy was growing fast, around 7% each year. These were strong years thanks to high oil prices and the exports. But in 2014, oil prices crashed. Since Kazakhstan depends a lot on oil, the economy slowed down. By 2015, growth dropped to about 1%. Also, the national currency, the tenge, has changed and lost its value, so it makes things harder for people and the businesses. From 2017 to 2019, things got better. Growth returned to about 4 and 4.5%. Then COVID-19 hit in 2020, and the economy shrank by about 2 and 0.5%. Luckily, recovery came quickly. In 2023, growth went to above 5%. Experts expect steady growth around 4.5% in 2024 and 2025. If we look at GDP per person, it was about $9,000 in 2010, rose to $13,500 in 2013, and dropped during tough years. By 2023, it returned to about $13,000. So yes, Kazakhstan has changed, but not steadily. And that's one reason why it is still stuck in the middle income stage.
Kazakhstan's economy is deeply reliant on resources, especially oil and mineral. As 2023, crude oil accounted for more than 50% of country total exports, making it the single largest export item. Other key exports include gold, refined copper, and uranium. This dependence has helped Kazakhstan grow rapidly over the past decades, but it also exposes the country to significant economic risks. When global oil prices fall, Kazakhstan's export revenues decline sharply, putting pressure on its state budget and weakening the national currency, the tenge. For example, in early 2025, oil prices dropped by nearly 12%, which caused Kazakhstan's total exports to fall by over 30% year-on-year. At the same time, oil production in the country continues to rise. In 2023, Kazakhstan produced nearly 90 million tons of oil, and in February 2025, output it hit a record 2.12 million barrels per day. This shows how central oil remains to the economy. However, this growth model is not sustainable long-term. Kazakhstan faces the ongoing challenge of diversifying its economy, developing non-resource sectors like manufacturing, technology, and services to reduce its exposure to global commodity shocks and ensure stable, inclusive growth.
Now let's talk about productivity and innovation, two critical factors that determine whether a country can escape the middle income trap. In Kazakhstan, innovation remains a major weakness. The country spends less than 0.2% of its GDP on research and development, far below the global average of 2.3%. For comparison, South Korea spends over 4%. This underinvestment limits the creation of new technologies and industries. According to the Global Innovation Index 2023, Kazakhstan ranks 81st out of 132 countries, which puts it behind regional peers like Russia and even some lower-income countries. While Kazakhstan has made some progress with initiatives like Digital Kazakhstan and innovation hubs like Astana Hub, these efforts have yet to generate significant results. Another problem is the lack of value-added exports. Over 70% of exports are raw material, with very little coming from high-tech industries. This means Kazakhstan is still heavily reliant on selling what it extracts, rather than what it invents or produces. To build a more competitive and diverse economy, Kazakhstan must increase its investments in R&D, support startups, and shift towards technology-driven industries. Without innovation, escaping the middle-income trap will remain out of reach.
Success isn't just about economic performance. It also depends heavily on strong institutions and good governance. In 2024, Kazakhstan ranked 121st out of 156 countries in the World Economic Governance Index, indicating ongoing issues with institutional quality and rule of law. There has been some improvement in fighting corruption. Kazakhstan moved up 5 spots to 88 out of 180 countries in Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index, or CPI, with a score of 40 out of 100, a modest improvement but still well below global standards. That's information from Transparency International 2024 Astana Times. On the business front, Kazakhstan ranks 25th out of 190 economies in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report, signaling a relatively supportive environment for investors. However, businesses still report challenges such as bureaucratic delays, complex procedures, and unclear regulations. These issues, corruption, red tape, and weak institutions, create uncertainty and discourage investment. To break free from the middle-income trap, Kazakhstan needs stronger governance, more transparent institutions, and reforms that simplify doing businesses and support innovations.
Is Kazakhstan stuck in the middle income stage? Yes, for now. Kazakhstan still depends too much on oil and have not developed other parts of economy. To become a high-income country, Kazakhstan needs to build other industries like tech, farming, and the services, not just oil and the gas. Support innovation like new ideas, better technology in the startup companies. Improve institutions by fighting corruption and making it easier to do business. The government has plans to change this. One big plan is called Kazakhstan 2050. It helps to make Kazakhstan one of the top 30 countries in the world by the year 2050. The plan includes better education, stronger businesses, and the greener development. Experts also say that investing in education is key. If people have better skills, the economy can grow faster. Kazakhstan has the resources, talents, and the time.